So let's say that you bought a new piece of property and you want to visualize a new house that you want to build on it. So we have this house right here, and let's say you bought this property and you're going to get rid of this house and you're going to build a new house on there. That's what we're going to do today with Envisia. As part of this process, you're wanting to think about the house that you want to have on there, and you've decided you want to have something similar to this old bungalow style house, but you're also wanting to maybe modernize it. So we're going to also consider that in this tutorial. So the first thing that we want to do is come over to the edit area, and we're going to come to remove objects, because we want to actually take this grassy picture that we have of our plot of land. We want to visualize what it's like without the current house on there. We are presented with this dialog box here with our image. Let's just zoom in a little bit over this so we can focus on it. So we need to come over here to the tools, and we're just going to start surrounding the house, the part of the house that we want to have removed. And I'm actually going to remove the walkway to the front to the walkway on the front. We're going to assume that that needs to go away. Let's get the shadow, and I'm just surrounding the whole house. Click done. And then all you have to do is click generate. And there we go. So now our plot of land has the old house removed, and we're now ready to visualize our new house. So now let's just come over to the Create section, and let's come over to Image to Render. We're going to use this plot of land that we've just prepared as the base for our image. So we come over and we do Select from Previous Creation, and we just select that image. And then we take the picture of the house, this right here, and we bring it into the optional add-ons section right here for reference. Okay, now let's put our prompt in. We're going to make sure that we're in the Render 2 model. This is going to be probably the best for this particular thing. We've got a couple of these different models, but the Render 2 is the one that I want to use initially. So the prompt says, place the house in the middle of the grass with the front of the house being seen face on. The house is symmetrical left to right when seen face on. The house has white trim, an earthy orange color painted on the horizontal slats, and a brick base. There are front steps leading to the front of the entrance. Match the lighting of the yard scene, and then we generate. And there we go. So that looks pretty good. So what we want to do now is maybe see this from a 3/4 angle. We initially put it face on because that's essentially kind of how the previous house was. So it gave us a sense of the orientation of the house. But we want to kind of view this at a 3/4 angle now. So we're going to switch over to chat and use it as sort of a general purpose way of changing the orientation. So let's come over here. Let's select from the previous creation, which is our front-facing house here, kind of nicely situated on the yard. Let's put in a description. Now in here, you can give it a description, but you also can use much more just general purpose natural language. Show me a 3/4 view of this scene looking from left to right. Maintain the current distance, but shift the view to the left looking right. Now, importantly, I have found that Nano Banana Pro is the best model to use here. Each one of these models has strengths and weaknesses, but when you're trying to maintain consistency and doing these different views, Nano Banana Pro is the best. And we'll let it work on that. And there we go. So now we can just click on it and we can see it at this new angle. Now this is good because what we want to do now is start exploring design variations. This is very much a classical sort of bungalow style house, but what if we want to explore a modernization of the design before it's even built? Let's go ahead and do that next. So let's go now first and let's go ahead and download this so that we have that. You can see it shows up. And then we're going to switch over here to Image to Render, which is really this wonderfully flexible way. And we just want to go ahead and upload this now. So I'm just going to drag that and load that in. Now what we want to do is we want to look at a reference image. So for instance, the reference is going to do something really interesting for us. Let's take a look at these. I've got two images right here of these very modern looking homes. Well, we happen to have this very classic bungalow style from the turn of the 20th century, and it would be nice for what we're designing to incorporate some of these designs without being quite so heavily modern. And we can have Invisio do that for us. So I'm going to take one of these here and I'm going to drag it into the reference area. Now what we want to do is come over here to the description area. We're going to remain in RendAir V2 as the model. Again, we could try these other models, but I'm finding that RendAir V2 and Nano Banana 2 work well for what we're about to do. So we just give it a prompt. Pull aspects of the reference image to add modern aspects to the orange house. So it's going to pull design references from this, and we just generate. So there's an interesting iteration. It's pulled aspects of the modern house without completely redesigning it. So what you would do at this point is just start generating iterations to see what kind of ideas it gives. So let's look at a few more of these. There we go. There's that one. Let's do another one. And in some cases like this, it's going to start doing more intense type of redesigns. So let's also switch over here to Nano Banana 2 because it's also a pretty good model at doing this. It has a slight different flavor to it, and so it's good to check out with Nano Banana 2. So you can see how it's just continuing to give us design ideas based on our reference image. Now we could keep doing iterations and it'll just keep giving you interesting ideas. But I think at this point, let's switch back over here to RendAir V2. Let's actually change the prompt because sometimes changing the prompt will actually increase the strength of the effect. So we're going to say redesign the orange house to become more modern based on the reference image. And then let's generate. And so there we go. By changing the nature of the prompt, you can make the redesign more substantial. So this is where it's fun. Just let it start generating ideas for us until you find things that are going to inspire what your house could potentially be.